What's up, guys? Open Ice Hits with Scotty2 Hockey, and with the trade deadline looming and the Habs currently sitting 7 points out of the last wildcard spot behind Philadelphia and many other teams, it is looking more and more like for the third year in a row, Montreal is going to miss the playoffs again this year, and with the potential of even being sellers at the deadline. So some of the fan favorites could end up being moved, and even the newly acquired Ilya Kovalchuk could end up being moved at the deadline this year. So needless to say, this has been beyond disappointing and has not met the expectations of what most fans had coming into the season. But in my eyes, one key area of this team, if it could stay solid, if it could stay consistent, could give this team a real chance at making the playoffs. The main thing Montreal needs, and it should be obvious to everybody else, and what has driven them to their past playoff success, is top-tier elite goaltending night in and night out from now on this season from Carey Price. I have always been a huge Carey Price fan, and overall, by his standards and for the money he makes, he has been pretty much lackluster all year. But I know a goalie like Price just needs to get on a hot streak, just needs to find his game and stay consistent, and he can drag this team in because he's done it many times before. Even if the scoring isn't there every night and the defense has a rough game with a lot of breakdowns in front of Price because it's going to happen, Carey Price at the top of his game can steal low-scoring teams' wins all night long. Where he has to stand on his head and get the win above all, he can do it. Above all, as a fan, I want Carey Price to dominate. If he can boost that subpar 909 save percentage, I can't even believe I'm saying he has a 909 save percentage at this point in the season, and limit teams to 2 to 3 goals a game, depending on the game, consistently over the next 33 games, he can get the Habs into the playoffs. He really has to be great, world class, even by his standards, for them realistically to get into the playoffs. Price has to have at least 22 wins in his next 28 starts, and that's also banking on a backup who has no wins in 3 starts so far this season, gets a win along the way as well. Price has to also have at least a 930 save percentage and no more than 2.50 goals a game. In the remaining 28 starts, he might have 29 starts, but I'm thinking he'll have 28 starts that he should have this season. This will be the only way Montreal gets into the playoffs, in my opinion. It will bring them to around 98 points. I have faith this team can consistently score 3 goals game in and game out, and the defense has to be better, and Scandella finding his fit would definitely help. But these last 31 games will come down to Carey Price. It will be a daunting task, even for a goalie of Price's caliber. It's going to be a daunting task to get that many wins and the last 28 starts he's going to have. The guy's looking, if Lindgren don't get a win, Price is going to need 23 wins out of his last 28 starts. He's going to need at least a 930 save percentage to realistically win those 23 games. He's going to have to hold teams, depending on the night, to less than 2 to 3 goals a game. Carey Price literally has to stand on his head for Montreal to get into the playoffs in these last 31 games. Now, so far this season, Carey Price, by his standards and for what he gets paid, like I said, he's been very lackluster. In 39 games played, he has 19 wins, 16 losses, 4 overtime losses, a 2.82 goals against, and a .909 save percentage. Yes, the team has had injuries, and yes, it has affected the scoring, but when it comes down to Price, there's just no consistency there like a $10.5 million number one goalie in the league should have. And I'm a huge Carey Price fan. It kills me to say it, but I have faith that this guy can get on a heater, that he can find his game, and he can steal 20, he's not going to steal all 23 wins, but he can steal a win on any given night. He can drag this team to 23, 22 more wins. Hopefully Lindgren can get a win too, and he can drag them into the playoffs. They're not out of it yet. They're hanging on by the skin of their teeth. They really need to make up some ground. They're 7 points behind Philadelphia, who, besides against the Habs the other night, have been playing pretty good along the way. So, in my opinion, the scoring is going to need to score at least 3 goals a night, 2 goals on certain nights when Carey Price is really hot, and Carey Price is going to have to be absolutely solid. Even by his standards, this is going to have to be an epic task. So I'm hoping he gets 22 to 23 wins out of the next 28 starts he gets and drags Montreal into the playoffs. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you have faith in Carey Price being able to do this. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. Have a great day. Open Ice Hits with Scotty2 Hockey. Over and out.